designed to make this Ezreal feel very bad about himself. You have the cease and desist from Shun, a lot of long-range crowd control from both Pays and Ala. I feel like a lot of it is to just try to the rest of his bot lane. Shun is here, however, he's channeling a reset. So it might actually not go for that full commitment as, oh my goodness, it's going to be 9, just picking up first blood. And the minions might not take him down either. He shoves them away. As they can, it would work out for JDG. But BLG know this, they want to actually start the aggression, this time onto the Ornn, who still does not have that ulti for the next couple of seconds. The dragon goes down, but it's going to come at the cost of the Ornn falling as Knight makes it 2-0 BLG.
Yeah, really solid stuff and great tanking from On as well on that top side, using the Unbreakable to block some of the damage. Now Jun here, level 6 versus Bin.
That ball breaker, here comes the curtain call as well, cease and desist, everything thrown here at the Rumble, and it will result in that trade being executed. So JDG able to get one back.
Recall, expect to see that Trinity Force picked up.
How much money do you have, Elk?
Not enough.
Not nearly, we didn't even get to go
Shun?
Okay, here comes the trade on the bottom side as looks like Jun actually takes down Bin on the top side of things. We're still looking at this bot lane play though, as Ala pops the Call to Forge God. Knight has no mana, and Ala whiffs the R button. And that's going to be disaster here for JDG as 2 more kills go onto the Talia.
Well, guess who's one, to be honest, with Malignance plus an extra needs the large rod versus an unstacked tier and source and lucidity boot. So might have these 4 kills, but in terms of actual combat power, well, we'll see right now.
It looks like it does enough to force the ultimate coming out from Scout, and they can go right back to the scene of the crime here. JDG on to Bin once again, who's going to end this skirmish 0-3-0 as Shun will pick up yet another kill. He's 3-0 now.
That's a slight misplay there from Bin. He actually stayed under his turret when there were 3 people missing off of the map, so needs to stay behind his tier 2 in the future and then angle his equalizer onto all of the minions so that he can actually clear the most of the wave when he's getting dove like that. But a TP coming back up to that top side. This is Knight going to use the wall. Scout has no ulti.
Remember, burning it off of that last exchange, forcing Scout to flash away. Seismic shove can be utilized, going right into the Unraveled Earth, and Knight should be picking up, but no! He misses the other proc of the Q, and Missing's here to knock him up and make sure Scout survives.
And that's a really big whiff.
I want to get into the mind of like an LPL support player. Like, what does On have to benefit for doing that? Like, so JD Gaming getting themselves a little bit closer to maybe getting themselves a position here. I want to correct myself. It actually already is the feature strength being collected by BLG. But as I say that, JDG still in a position to try to take over this game as Knight the 4-0 Talia will go down. The Scout finds the mark and forces Beishuan to go and flash away. He's now stuck in a really bad position as Shun's going to pin a kill number 4. Well. And now on the bot side of things, it's been getting targeted. JD Gaming winning on both sides of the map.
And just destroying BLG with no response at all. They take that.
Showing off his stuff and really coming into form. We're seeing a lot of that here across the LPL as we're getting our highest levels of gameplay yet here as we close out this first round robin. Again, this is our match of the week between JDG and BLG, so close in the standings, still fighting for spots in that top 4, which lock yourselves automatic berths into the postseason. You see that dragon now spawning up, and it looks like BLG want to start the fight. They land the Glacier Prison only on the Shun though, and Missing goes in to try to stall things out. Shun looking for Elk, but he's able to arcane shift away. The Searing Charge finds 2, and JDG and Scout are looking to pop off here. Equalizer comes over the top, all unable to find anything as it gets blocked by the Unbreakable of On, but it's still going to be Beishuan in a terrible position, and BLG on the run as the dragon will go JDG's way.
So 1 for 1 here, all told for BLG. They'll probably be happy that they find a kill and don't lose out on really anybody other than Beishuan. Picking up Missing there, taking that kill. They don't really claim any of the shutdowns either, so it's still JDG. JDG for BLG, not quite that same success. But these are your heavyweight titans of the LPL from previous years going head to head. They've not found that same success this year, but they need to here.
The Otacon has been started by JD. Remember, they take it slow. However, it's at 4,000 health, and Beishuan's already at 40% HP. Going to be very tough for him to get in the pit and try to pick up a steal. Unbreakable will already pop by Missing as he's buying a lot of space. The Otacon going over to JDG, and now they can begin the fight in earnest. The Equalizer is going to force Pays and the rest of JDG on out as the Weaver's Wall comes through from Knight, but it's not enough damage to take down anybody just yet. Missing at 100 HP, he's gonna live as the sacrifice will be Ala, but the price that they'll pay is the Otacon going over to JD Gaming.
And look at the waves. I think this is a really big that it's going to take a few people to try and knock this down. They don't have a mid wave to work with. In fact, they're losing one. And now they're losing Beige
Wow,
one.
Sean, that was blind, by the way, into the tri-brush, and it allows for Beige to go down. Now Pays, with that force shot, gets hit up with the block of...
Honestly surprised that we didn't see Scout just, charge with the ulti and try to find any of the frontliners there, because he is so strong.
Oh, there they go by Ari, immediately onto Elk, and the Ezreal is down for the count. Two-man pull from Missing as it finds Knight. The equalizer comes out though, and it's a big shutdown that finds Shun. It is Beishwan to pick up the 1K and put it in his back pocket, but the rest of the fight is gonna go JD Gaming's way. Scout and Pays pop off, and it's Bin and Knight still on the run. Seismic shove finds onto Missing, but the curtain call has been opened up. Weaver's Wall will be able to get Knight away after popping the Seraph shield, and JDG are going to pick up this mid-tier 2 and go right.
1,000 gold off of Jun's head, and the Dragon will go down as well. True Shot Barrage is going to be too early. The rest of JDG, I'm happy with where they are at the minute. The Ezreal to be there, just pathing and mapping his movements themselves.
Oh,
They found it again.
Elk the second time, and that flash is still off of cooldown, baby. Another Searing Charge does connect here, as it looks like the rest of JDG could be in some trouble. The Seismic Shove lands on the Shun. Ola finally arriving, knocking up one. Bin is very low, but Knight is still full HP until he gets hit up by the Ornhorn. And JDG now gonna try to finish off this fight. Deadly Flourish dodges away from Knight's doing his damnedest to try to save this game. But JDG have already picked up 3 members. They're looking for another one. Pays flashes forward. The force shot is gonna be able to do it. And they will be able to take down all but on as JDG win the fight.
Yeah, he has. And now, I mean, that's like... They've lost so much ground in this game because of it, and now Jun's sniping around again, looking for these fights. They didn't quite have Arla with them. Didn't feel confident to go for it. But I mean, looking at just how the difference in these carries is at the minute. Scout a level up overnight. Bin down 2 levels on Arla. Elk down a level on Pays. On. Careful, everybody down, Missing.
Now here comes Missing. The better support play is a 2-man knockup so far. The equalizer coming out and separating a little bit here for JDG, but Beishwan is getting targeted, and Scouts force the Spirit Rush away. Here comes that curtain call. Pays has the opportunity to do a lot of damage. Who is that force shot gonna find? Not anybody here, as Shun's not gonna go down, and Oak still has the opportunity to dash forward. Finally using that a flash, and it's gonna be used to try to burn down JD Gaming. Knight goes through the Weaver's Wall. Scout and L are very low.
Look at Pays.
Pays doing his best. He finds the force shot on Elk, and it's gonna allow for Knight to get the kill too. Pays finding everyone on Bilibili, and only On will survive, as the Baron could be on the
menu. If he gets that, Pays is stunned, he probably goes down. Scout as well with a crucial charm onto Knight to take him out of this fight as well. They're fighting on live.
Unbelievable play by the backline carries, and we just gotta go into another team fight here as Beishwan has gotten stunned up. He's using the audacious charge forward, and the Dragon is being tagged. Now JDG can claim themselves the Infernal Soul if they land the final hit onto the Drake. Call the Forge God going to be used. It finds both the backline carries and Scouts on the backline. We're gonna try to finish off this team fight. Searing Charge has connected on the Knight. The flash forward from Scout, and there comes the curtain call, baby. It's JD Gaming getting the soul, getting the fight. They're looking on to Elk. The season assist combined with the Deadly Flourish will find it, and that'll do it. JDG are gonna march into the base and take game 1 over Bilibili.
And it took them 30 minutes to do it, Grapes. It took them 2 solid team fights and 3 crucial picks onto Elk. But they find game number 1. The Drake Soul at their backs. Game 1 goes to JDG.
And on the back of it, the biggest player here, 10, 0, and 10 for Pays' Jhin, as that was a 10 out of 10. A masterpiece here for one of the best players we have in the LPL. Is JDG up 1-0.